Hey guys, welcome back. Alex here. Today we're gonna have a Patreon request that the message sounds like this. Hey Alex, I want you to see this beautiful love story that happened between a German lady and a Filipino who changed really the perspective of love. So I don't know what this is going to be about, but with every suggestion that you guys propose on the channel, I'm watching it because you are the owners of this channel. That being said, just made a video on our new channel that we discovered the world, Alex Beyond Borders. You can find the link in the description and you can go to see there about Filipino food, about traveling myself. I just made a video in Verona here next to where I live right now. So go and check that out. I guess you're going to enjoy it. That being said, let's go and watch this.
Filipinos have a way of changing their partners, making them smoother, making them laugh more, making them less stressed out. So it's just this whole spiritual, non-material side of the Filipinos. That is what fascinates me. That's what's so worth keeping alive. I think it's great.
Making them better persons. I mean, I'm better in my heart since I know the Philippines.
Basically, I'm soul having a Katrin experience.
Wow, she was young over here.
That's what I firmly believe. I am German, was born in Germany, Munich. It's an artist city, so of course I was destined to be an artist. And eventually I met my husband with my boyfriend. Goodbye boyfriend. Hello jeepney driver. He drove a jeepney and he invited us very Kapwa. Oh, you want to come along? I'm going to an exhibition. And the exhibition was about the cross-fertilization of East and Western culture. So it was very meaningful. No, it was really the beginning of our lifelong friendship. Eventually, I went to the Philippines, fell in love with the people right away. It was exactly like how your film showed it, like you're invited somewhere as a guest, and then you're invited to sleep in the host's own bed while the host sleeps somewhere else. Wow, Germans don't do that. You guests, you sleep on the floor. It's really these differences, no? But then what I really loved was the street food, turon and suman and fried bananas.
I can't wait to try this one, guys.
And all these things, so yummy. And then when I met my husband's mother, she was such a lovely person. The only thing I didn't understand about her was why she powdered her face. She was beautifully kayumani. And then every morning, she covered it with this crust of white makeup. I literally cried. I said, why? Why does she do that? She's so beautiful. Beautiful face, beautiful eyes. And then she covers it all up just to fit this American model. It really, really, really affected me that Filipinos would hide their own beauty like that. So my interest in knowing the beauty of the Filipino grew even more. And then later on, when our youngest son was 4 years old, I started to enroll in school because already by then it was quite clear that my husband was always on the move as a filmmaker. He was always busy, and somehow I thought with so many artists in my family, I'll just become a psychologist. That was my second love. So I went back to it. And that's when I learned about Kapwa, the beauty of the Filipino.
The unique beauty,
the way it came to this PhD was that I had this indigenous professor, Dr. Ver Enrique, who came up with this Kapwa philosophy and with this whole theory. And he had a master class. He held it in Tagalog. I couldn't speak Tagalog, but I understood everything. You don't need to understand a language to understand a person. So that's how I was encouraged to study Filipino psychology. And I did it swimming against this stream, against this Western terrible framework that cuts out anything that's essential to Philippine people. So I was the first, and I think up to now the only PhD in Filipino psychology. Nowadays, everybody squeaks through because it's easier. You don't have to fight all the time. But for me, I was determined only to study what I was interested in. And that led to the writing of this book. And then it led to the publishing of this book. and to several conferences on Filipino psychology and indigenous people and artists. It's just this whole spiritual, non-material side of the Filipinos. That is what fascinates me. That's what's so worth keeping alive. And I think it's great. Once you learn about Kapwa, you see it all over Filipino culture. Something that made me feel a little bit shy in the beginning, when you sit in a bus and you sit there squeezed pretty tightly beside somebody, and then they eat chicharron or a little bit of peanuts, and then they offer you. And in the beginning, I didn't know how to behave, So I ate actually, and then they offered me more, and I ate more until I realized it's the gesture. Filipinos will offer you everything and anything they have, but it doesn't mean you should actually take it. So I felt again, what should I do? So there are lots of learning like that, but that's also Kapwa. If you share your food, you share your energy. I was also amazed about how open most of the artists here in the Philippines were about what they did. Their techniques, like whether Pandi Apiado or Bandcamp, all of them shared their technologies, their ways of doing things. German artists wouldn't do that. They would just show you what they do, but if you ask them, how do you do this? They would say, don't ask me anymore. But here...
There was that picture over there with, drawing that cartoon over there, and I realized that's so true. There were those Filipino people, and they had a light over here. I guess that's real. Thinking about all the videos that I have on the channel about the Philippines, about story, history, war, courage, kindness, fighting all those things that happen in their life still with the smile. I think that's true. That light that you guys have, and we have to feel lucky in the world that people like you still exist, I mean, when I'm watching the videos, and after all this time, I think and I feel myself as a better person, because you could learn a lot from Filipino people, from the kindness, from what thing for us it's small, for a Filipino it's big, and they cherish it and they have fun with it. It's not like, but I'm missing this, I'm missing that, I have to do this. They just focus on that moment, and that's unique. I don't even have the words to really explain what I mean.
Everybody was so open, and for me this is Kapwa now. So many examples. Guests will sleep in the bed instead of on the floor. People always share food. In fact, in Enrique's class, everybody brought something to eat, and it was all in the middle, and there was never a meeting where it was just classroom styles. Everybody just looks at the guru in front and nothing happens. It was always collective, always communal, and it's so beautiful.
Becoming Filipino.
Being married to someone like Kitlet has really shaped how I see things and who I am. I don't know if people who are really totally individualistic and only in their own world, if they would ever want to stay here or if they're too shocked, because your heart just melts. If you can survive it, if you can break down your hard walls, then you can become a very beautiful, warm heart being also. I would say not just because of contact with the Filipinos. There are really many ways. There are good people everywhere around this world, but Filipinos have a way of changing their partners, making them smoother, making them laugh more, making them less stressed out. So this is extremely important. And maybe that's what my professor always said. We Filipinos will re-educate the world. We will repopulate the world. We change
See that light
everything.
over there. See this one.
Maybe there's really an impulse coming from the Philippines that could come from nowhere else. Our son, the one that just died, he was very, very talented. He could do anything, fix anything. He was the favorite of his teachers. And so his wife, she once asked him, so what do you want to do? You want to be a filmmaker? You want to be a photographer? You want to be a businessman? What do you want to do? What did you come here for? And then he said, after just 1 second reflection, I just came here to love people, to make people happy and to serve. And this is just so beautiful.
Wow.
I just came here to make people happy and to serve. And for me, this is the essence of Kapwa and the essence of Filipino people who live who they are. This is the beauty of the Filipinos that I fell in love with. This is why I wanted to be a part of this culture, and this is what Filipinos can contribute to the world.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Lagronio, the writer and director of The Filipino Story. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to hear more inspiring stories about the beauty that lives within every single Filipino, then please check out our YouTube channel, The Filipino Story Studio, and consider subscribing to join us and support us on our mission of awakening the next generation of Bayani, who will reclaim the greatness of our people.
Like I was saying, the original link is down below. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. And I want to study more about this Kapwa. Maybe if you have more insights, you can write it down below. But yeah, the essence is that. I mean, thinking about, like I was saying, all the videos that I made, nurses Filipino, doctor Filipino, they give not only like material thing, it's something else. And I could feel it through the videos. I'm here on this channel with more than 200 videos about the Philippines. I couldn't stop because it was something not only for the knowledge that I wanted to know more, but at some point it was like something like a calling, if I can say it like that. I don't know. I don't want to sound weird, but it's just what I feel. Honestly, it's nothing. It's something from within, you know, and I'm totally agree with this. Filipino people are unique because they share something that nobody in the world have. This is my opinion of Alex, and so maybe you agree or not. Leave it down below in the comments. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoy it. Like I was saying, don't forget there is the other channel where we just explored not only here in Italy where I live, but as well we have a documentary, 3-part documentary of hidden places that even Filipino don't know about. I saw over there some videos of some island and water and cave systems and the beauty of the Philippines, which I said it's the Garden of Eden because there is no explanation otherwise. Anyways, don't want to make the video too long. Thank you for being here. Like I always say, God bless the Philippines and stay safe.